cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, oi. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, oi. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, oi. Abia kwenu, oi. Anambra kwenu, oi. Ebonyi kwenu, oi. Enugu kwenu, oi. Imo kwenu, oi. The whole of Nigeria, yeah. Hello, beautiful people, friends and families and loved ones. I welcome you all to my segment of today. I hope you all had a great day. If that's the case, let's glorify the Almighty God. Okay, today we are going to talk about some of the popular delicacies, Igbo delicacies, and soups. The thickeners used in preparing each of them. There's something called thickener, which you use to kind of hold your soup or to make one edible to be thick enough to look inviting and tasty. Okay, all right. Some of the thickeners, you have the one called ungo. Ungo is a byproduct of palm head. After the fruits have been harvested, the remaining head is burnt. So the ash or the ashes that come out of the burnt palm head is stored in containers. So now each time you want to use, or maybe if you want to use it to cook, use it for soup. For like that one it's called ungo. If you want to use it to prepare delicacies like opaka or abacha, which are called African salad, they're popularly called African salad, then you have to put water, adequate water, in the container for it to kind of mix up with the ash. Then the water is what you use in preparing the thickener. Okay, so that one is for abacha or obaka, oba, so popularly called African salad. So that's number one thickener. Then for soups, there's one called egusi or melon seeds. Almost everybody in Nigeria knows the name. Even those that don't speak Igbo, once they hear egusi, they know that you are referring to lemon seed, what is it called? Melon seeds. Okay. Now they are kind of pounded, and you either pounded or ground to use to cook soups. Like you use egusi when you want to cook soups like kind of ugu soup, vegetables ugu. Then you use egusi to kind of thicken the soup to make it inviting when people look at it. Okay, you use that. If you don't want to use egusi, you can use ede, that is cocoyam. That's a particular species of cocoyam. That's ede. Understand? Some call it edo, or where I come from. Some other, I'm sure some other Igbo people have names for that same ede. It's used to prepare egusi soup. As it serves as a thickener. So it's well pounded. It's well pounded so that the taste of ede, that's the way my mom taught me. When you pound the well-cooked ede, that edo, or when you pound it very well, the taste of ede disappears from its body. So when it's used to cook, people won't feel that taste. As long as you don't feel that taste, that adds more delicacy, more deliciousness to it. So that's another thickener. Then ede, egusi. The other one, you have what they call opo. Where I come from, we call it okobo. In Umuahia, in Abia State and some other the environs, they call it opotoro. So opotoro, okobo, opo, the three of them mean the same thing. It is another thickener. Can be used to prepare soups like oha, that is ofo oha. You can use that kind of as some kind of deliciousness to the soup, the oha soup. Okay, you can use ede as well, the edo oporo, to thicken or hot soup if you don't want to use okobo, opo, or opotoro. Then you can also use the thickener called, there's one thickener called achi. Okay, the achi, either hand pounded or ground in the machine, the blender, can be used as a thickener as well. You can use it to cook or have soup. You can use it to cook or ugu soup. Okay, so you can add it. You can also add achi, opo, opotoro, okubo, etc. of them mean the same thing. Okay, you can use either achi or opo to cook onubu soup. Understand? Very, when you use opo, or ede oporo, or achi to cook onubu soup, you will almost bite off your fingers when eating it. Okay, now you can also use the one called ofo. You use ofo. Yes, the ofo looks that's the way it looks, but it looks beautiful. You find it in so many towns in Igbo land. You use ofo, process ofo. Either you pound or you grind it. You grind the seeds and use the powdery form of the outcome of the pounding or grinding. Then use it from the powdery, or the powdery form of the ofo can be used as a thickener as well. You can use it to cook soups like ugu soup, onubu soup, or hot soup. It kind of add some thickener sensation to it. Kind of delicious when the food is done and ready for consumption. Then you can also use the one called G. G means yam. You take a little bit of yam, well cooked and pounded, to kind of use to serve as a thickener. You can use it to cook oha soup. You can use it to cook onubu soup. You can use it to cook ugu soup. Understand? They all will taste nice. Okay, so this ofe owere also, you can use achi, bit of achi, or ofo, or okobo opo, or opotoro. Okobo opo and opotoro, three of these mean the same thing. It all depends on how several Igbo people call the name they call it. Okay, so you can use it to kind of add to spice up ofo owere. Then remember, ofo owere, why it's usually expensive is because of the contents, the condiments or the ingredients used. Fish, fresh fish. You can use dry fish like all this local dry fish, mangala, catfish, all this thick catfish dried can be used. They can be used also when you see how mangala fish look like. So they can be used to cook the ofe owere. Ofe owere is more or less the most expensive soup in Igbo land. And just as the name applies, ofe owere is owere soup. So, like I said the other time, if you visit an owere woman, an elderly woman, and she prepares ofe owere and serves you, once you're done, you did not be reminded or told that you should put your hand inside the deepest part of your pocket and bring something that will put a smile on somebody's face and bless that woman with. You know what I mean? Blessing someone with what comes out from your pocket. Because if you don't do that, when next you come, they will put yam, they will put roasted yam, and they give you what is it? They might not even give you oil. They'll say, oh, the last oil you use it to cook. Please manage it like that. They just give you give you the roasted yam to eat. Since you're very smart, you don't want to bring out something. So you are here again for us to serve you, so that when you eat, you tell us, okay, thank you very much. We'll see some other time. Is it thank you very much that we use to buy all the ingredients we use to cook this kind of expensive soup? No. So that is why it's important. In fact, very important for you to kind of give something that's very appealing to the woman, the old woman who prepared the soup, for the soup for you. Okay, I think, is it all? Let me check. Okay, we have Opo, we have Ofo, we have G, we have Ache, we have Edokoro, we have Egusi. I think I've mentioned all the thickeners already. You know, the soups that each of them needs or requires to be spiced up with. Okay, so something like Ofensala does not require all these thickeners, because usually Ofensala is, as the name Sala, is just like water. It's watery, usually watery. So if you must add any of these thickeners, it has to be very little so it doesn't thicken the soup. So to allow it to still maintain and retain the originality of the word Nsala, Ofensala, Nsala soup. Okay, guys, that's all for now. But okay, let me just kind of, like the Oha soup. You know, you will have your dry fish, you will have your mangala, you will have meat, goat meat, cow meat, bush meat, any of the meat, you know, you can think of, as long as it's edible. Then you can now use it to cook ofe Oha, you know, for the Ofensala, a lot of fish, more of fish, you know, fresh fish, dry fish, okay. Ofe Onubu, a lot of fish. Oporoko, that is stockfish. You use that. You use mangala, dry catfish. That's mangala. You know, you use a fresh catfish if you can lay your hands on one. Then and some other fish as well. You add them up, so to spice up the soup. Onubu, Oha, Ofensala, Ofe Onubu, Ofe Egusi. Okay, you know, for baka, you can still add some other, you know, like fish or other things to kind of spice up the ofe baka. That is oil bean soup. You know, all these things, when you use them, man, when someone eats, a person wouldn't want to go. I remember years back, about 3-4 years ago, I went to my village with one of my friends, a man of means. So we got there. My mom prepared, my dear mama prepared, what did she prepare? She prepared Oha soup, to be precise. I can still remember vividly. So that friend of mine, after spending a day or two, while other people were making requests for other things to be, he kept on asking, requesting that he be served the same Oha soup. Understand? I was surprised. This guy actually enjoyed it and never would want to go when we were ready to leave. But because of business commitments and all that, he had to leave. That's to show you how Igbo delicacies are. Igbos take their time to prepare the delicacies. Understand? We are blessed with knowing how to satisfy somebody's tank, you know, the tummy. So when someone fits in Igbo land, the person wouldn't want to go. The person will keep on coming. He or she will keep on coming to enjoy the same delicacy because of, you know, how they taste. Okay, so if you're a young man, I would advise you to get married, you know, in Igbo land. Any part of the Igbo land you get married to, you're covered when it has to do with your tank here. So the woman will take care of you, especially women well brought up, you know, by their moms, you know, women who watch their mom cook. So they'll be able to give you all you need to keep your belly satisfied and to make you happy. You know what I mean? Okay. So if you're a woman, you want to get married, please marry an Igbo man so that he or his sisters or his mother or any of his relations who knows how to cook, to teach you how to cook Igbo food. Igbo food, all the Igbo delicacies are rich. All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you some other time. Have a wonderful night.